Hi, I'm Catherine from Portable Ultrasound Machines and Scanex Ultrasound in Bromley in the United Kingdom, and we've just received delivery of the brand new DCU10 ultrasound machine. So let's take a look at it together. The first thing I like, and this might seem really trivial to people who don't know ultrasound machines, is that it just has a normal kettle lead plug. So often people lose or their animal chews their power cable and then they call us and we have to charge them £250 or $300 for a new power lead, and they think that there's something wrong with us, that we're trying to scam them. But that is how much those power blocks cost from the manufacturers. This is just an ordinary kettle lead. You can get this anywhere. Cost about £3 or $5. So I'm really liking that straight away. To insert the probe, make sure this is to the side, and then you can slide it into the slot and tighten it from there. So the first target I've gone for is my dog's bladder, and the thing I'm noticing immediately is that it's beautiful and clear. If I angle my hand, I can get a little bit of fuzziness at the top there. That's ring down artifact. You get that a lot in lower end systems. But how clear this is looking right now, this is performing more like a mid to high end system from what I'm seeing immediately before I've done anything. I can see a little blood vessel there, so I can't really resist trying out colour, because this is the new thing from Kaixing that I've never seen before, is how is its colour Doppler going to perform. Given that this is a mid-range system, I wouldn't expect perfect coding, so we might get a little bit of bleeding, or we might find that it's quite blocky and pixelated. So let's have a look. Well, so far I'm very impressed. This is not a ridiculously high flow vessel, but it's actually doing a brilliant job there. It's accurately coding within the vessel. We're not getting any bleed. Even when I go slightly out of plane, it's still managing to code it. I'm just changing my hand angle here just to see, can I mess it up, basically. But it's actually doing amazingly. As I'm swinging my hand here, we're not even getting false coding in other areas. So often when you move about, if you don't keep still, or if the animal is panting and the animal doesn't keep still, you find that you get colour coding in other parts where there is no blood flow, which is perfectly understandable. But actually this machine seems to have controlled for that, so I'm able to move my image without distorting my colour. So that's really quite impressive. Let's just try pulse wave. Now, how do I get this live? Ah, there we go, change. So change is like their equivalent of update. I've got angle correct on, which I wouldn't necessarily be using normally, but just for the purposes of testing, let's try it out. Okay, well, that's very sensitive. Just going to try colour over a kidney now. See how it performs with much lower velocity flow. I can press set to change my colour box. It's quite a large colour box now, so this is quite demanding on the system. Wow. So I can see Kaixing have done a lot of work on their Doppler. This is really, really nice colour Doppler. I think this is one of the best I've seen, matched only really by the Vino systems that we use, and these are much higher end systems. Other things this machine has that some people might like is your split screen. So if you wanted to compare your left and your right kidneys, for example. You've got M mode, of course. You've got your pulse wave Doppler, which I've shown you. Your standard controls are just here, so your gain, darker, brighter, depth, up and down. I really like that you've just got this up and down arrow. So some of the other systems by the same manufacturer, they're made to be portable, so the depth control, you have to navigate through various options to find it, but with here you have it just right on the screen in front of you, which I much prefer. And your Doppler controls are just here, so if I turn that pulse wave back on just to show you, you've got your angle correct here, so I rarely scan with angle correct on, so I'll turn it off. I'm not sure what select does. Oh, I see. So this allows me to do things like change my baseline, for example. So if the blood flow is coming towards me, I can bring my baseline down to the bottom. Now I can click it again and go back through it. So this is really intuitive. I've not used this machine before, and within seconds I'm able to figure out what I need to do. So it's a really nicely built, intuitive system. Exam modes, it's got abdominal, gynecology, obstetrics, cardiology. I don't know if you do much cardiology with a microconvex probe, but you could certainly give it a try. With obstetrics, the thing that's really useful for me is that it has all of your gestational age calculations immediately. So because I've gone into the obstetric mode, if I freeze and hit measure, I've got crown rump length, gestational sac, head diameter right there. I don't have to look around for them. So that's going to make my workflow really, really quick. If I do an imaginary crown rump length, and it's telling me that this dog is 5 weeks pregnant. Of course she isn't, this is her kidney, but just to show you how that works. I hope you enjoyed this really quick run through the new DCU10 from Kaixing. As you can probably tell, I'm really impressed with it. If you know anything about me, colour Doppler is the thing I judge most machines on, particularly if they claim to be mid to high-end systems. I wasn't expecting a lot from this because Kaixing aren't known for their colour Doppler systems. They're more known for their handheld field-based systems. So I'm really very, very impressed by the colour flow on this system, and I'm really looking forward to testing this out a lot more.